So I had a video planned, but it hasn't come to fruition yet, so instead enjoy this video of me going through every single flag from the counties of Great Britain. And I'm going to rate them all. This is every single English county flag, and I'm going to rate them all. Now this list is going to consist of the historic counties rather than the ceremonial counties that we have today, and we're starting off with Bedfordshire, pretty decent flag, nothing absolutely crazy, but not bad at all, 6 out of 10. Now we have Berkshire. I actually quite like this flag. I've seen people say that they don't like this one, but I personally do. 6.5 out of 10. The flag of Buckinghamshire. Now, despite the fact that this is where Milton Keynes is located, its flag is pretty good. 7 out of 10. Now we have Cambridgeshire. Not the most magnificent flag I've ever seen, but still decent. 6.5 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Chester. Once again, pretty decent flag, and that's kind of going to be the theme for most of these flags. Pretty decent. 6 out of 10. This might sound a little bit mental, but this is one of my favourite flags on the list. It's the flag of Cornwall. I just like it. I don't know why I do, but it just tickles my brain. 7.5 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Cumberland. I do really like this flag. I think it's great. 7.5 out of 10. The flag of Derbyshire. Not the biggest fan. It's not terrible, but it's just average in my opinion. 5 out of 10. The same story with Cornwall. I really like the flag of Devon. It does tickle my brain. It's another 7.5 out of 10. And exactly the same story for Dorset. I do really like this flag. Another 7.5 out of 10. We go to the flag of County Durham. The colour scheme kind of reminds me of a show that I watched as a kid, but I can't remember what. But pretty decent flag, 6.5 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Essex. It's not bad, not amazing, but it's not bad, 6 out of 10. The flags of Cornwall, Dorset and Devon really tickle my brain. The flag of Gloucestershire doesn't really do that, but it's still not bad, 5.5 out of 10. The flag of Hampshire, it's not bad. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not bad, 5 out of 10. The flag of Herefordshire, this is one of my favourites from the English counties. I really love the colour scheme, I really love the design. This is an 8 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Hertfordshire, and I'm not a fan. It's not the worst flag I've ever seen, but I'm not a fan of that pattern. 4 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Huntingdonshire, which is one of the historic counties which doesn't exist anymore. But pretty decent flag, 6.5 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Kent, and once again, it's just decent. It's nothing amazing, but it's not bad, 6 out of 10. The flag of Lancashire, 0 out of 10. Awful. I'm only kidding, it is a decent flag, 6.5 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Leicestershire, and I'm also not a fan of this one. It just doesn't tickle my brain, unfortunately, 4 out of 10. However, the flag of Lincolnshire definitely tickles my brain. I am a fan of this one, 7.5 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Middlesex, and like Essex, it's a pretty decent flag, nothing too amazing, but not bad at all, 6.5 out of 10. However, I'm not a fan of the flag of Norfolk. I don't think it's amazing, and I don't think it's that impressive, but look, you don't have to listen to my opinion. It's an opinion ultimately, but I think this is a 4 out of 10. Another cross flag on this list, and another one I really like. This is the flag of Northamptonshire. Big fan, 7.5 out of 10. I believe this is the oldest flag on this list. It's the flag of Northumberland. It's been around since the 7th century. And visually, it's not my favourite, but it's been around for a long time, and that's something I can appreciate. 6.5 out of 10. We have Robin Hood on this flag because this is the flag of Nottinghamshire. It's another cross flag, and it's another flag that I like, but it's not my favourite, 6.5 out of 10. This is one of my favourite flags on the list. This is the flag of Oxfordshire. I really love the colours. I really love the design. I think this is a fantastic flag, 8.5 out of 10. If you ask someone who's not from the UK where Rutland is, they probably wouldn't know. And if you ask someone from the UK where Rutland is, they probably wouldn't know. But Rutland does exist, and its flag is good, 7 out of 10. I own this flag. It's the flag of Shropshire, and it's not the most impressive flag I've seen, but it's not bad at all, 6 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Somerset. It's a good flag, nothing too amazing, but not bad at all, 6 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Staffordshire, and I'm not the biggest fan of this. It's not the worst flag I've seen, but it's not the best, and it's nowhere near the best, 4.5 out of 10. The flag of Suffolk is next, and I really like this flag. I think this is really impressive, 7 out of 10. I apologise if you're from Surrey, because first of all, you're from Surrey, and secondly, this is my least favourite flag on the list. I don't like this flag at all, 2 out of 10. The flag of Sussex is next, and not a bad flag at all, pretty solid, 6 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Warwickshire. Once again, decent flag, 6 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Westmoreland, and I'm a big fan of this flag. I think this is great, 7.5 out of 10. This is the flag of Wiltshire, and I am not the biggest fan of this flag. It's not terrible, but it's not my favourite, 4 out of 10. And it's the same story for Worcestershire. It's not a terrible flag, but I'm not a fan of this, 4 out of 10. And lastly, the flag of Yorkshire. Now, I'm going to be biased because I'm from Yorkshire, so it's a 10 out of 10 for me. But if we take away that bias, it's a 7 out of 10 flag. I think it's pretty good. It's not the most amazing flag I've seen, but pretty good in my opinion. This is every single Welsh county flag, and I'm going to rate them all. It's important to say this at the start. I'm only talking about the flags that are registered by the Flag Institute, so 9 of the 13 Welsh counties have registered flags, and we're starting off with Anglesey. Really like this flag. It comes from the coat of arms that was asserted by the medieval heralds. Pretty solid flag. I do like this. 7 out of 10. Next up we have Brecknockshire, and this flag is unbelievable. Has links between the early kingdom of Brecknockshire and also the founding father Brecon. Awesome flag. Awesome design. 8 out of 10. Next up we have the flag of Carmarthenshire, another great flag. The Three Eagles originates from the attribution of the arms of the 12th century king Owain Gwynedd. No, he doesn't. Overall, great flag. 7.5 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Ceredigion, another great flag, and what's really interesting about this one is that there are some sources which indicate that the origins is a black line on gold rather than a gold line on black, like the flag we have today, but this is a great flag. 7.5 out of 10. Next up is the flag of Flintshire, and this flag is just awesome. I really love this flag. The arms that you can see on the flag are attributed to the 11th century ruler Edwin of Tegling. Awesome flag. 8.5 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Glamorgan, and this is one of the worst flags on the list. But it's still a good flag. The arms are attributed to Iestyn y Gwragant, and pretty good flag. It's one of the worst on the list, but this is still a good flag. 6.5 out of 10. Now we have Merioneth, which is a rather unusual looking flag, but come on, that's what makes this flag great. There is nothing wrong with something looking unusual. That's what makes it great. It gives it character. 8 out of 10. Now we have Monmouthshire, and once again, a great flag. The design originates with the arms attributed to the medieval heralds of the 6th century king in Eire, who was the kingdom of Gwent, which is the forerunner to Monmouthshire. Great flag, 7 out of 10. And lastly, the flag of Pembrokeshire. I'm not a fan of this, I'm afraid. However, whilst I'm not a fan of the visuals of the flag, the way it came about is quite interesting. The flag was registered in 2008, but it was originally conceived in 1974 after a local government act wanted to remove administrative status of the county. So whilst I'm not a fan of the flag, and for me it's only a 4.5 out of 10, I do like the story behind it. This is every single Scottish county flag, and I'm going to rate them all. Now, of all the Scottish counties, only 10 of them have registered flags, so that's what we're talking about. And we're starting off with Aberdeenshire. I love this flag. I love the symbolism. I love how Barrow Castle's on the front. Aberdeenshire is the castle country of Scotland. I love how the gold symbolises the arable land and the whiskey that it yields. And I love how the purple symbolises the heather on the mountains. Brilliant flag, 8.5 out of 10. Now we have Banffshire, and once again, another fabulous flag. That is going to be the theme for these flags. All of them are brill. 8 out of 10. Next up we have Berwickshire, another fantastic flag. The person who actually submitted this flag wanted to remain anonymous and donated the winnings to a local charity. The flag also has great symbolism, the fluctuations between England and Scotland, the agriculture and also the maritime fishing industry. It's a brilliant flag, another 8 out of 10. Now we have Caithness, and this is a tasty flag. I love the colours, I love Nordic crosses, it has ancient links to the Vikings. It's another brilliant flag, 8 out of 10. Now with East Lothian, and whilst I don't think this is as good as the other flags, it's still pretty delicious. The line is taken from the arms of the East Lothian Council, the blue is meant to symbolise the Esk and the Tyne River, and the gold is meant to symbolise East Lothian's farmlands. It's not as good as the other flags in my opinion, but it's still pretty delicious, 7.5 out of 10. Now we have Caircoopershire, and whilst I don't think it's good as the other flags, it's still pretty spicy. The saint of the county town, Cuthbert, had this cross on his body. This cross can also be found on the flag of County Durham. But I like this flag more than Durham's, 7 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Morayshire, and this flag was designed by Ayla Gibson, who was in primary school. And I think she's done a great job. It's meant to symbolise the sand and the sea of the county's coast, the agriculture of the county. It's a good flag, 7 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Orkney, which came about because the St Magnus flag was rejected, so this was created. And the colours are meant to symbolise the link between Norway and Scotland. It's a great flag, 7 out of 10. Now we have the flag of Shetland, and like with Orkney, it's a great flag. The colours used, white and blue, symbolise Scotland, but also in the Nordic cross to symbolise its Scandinavian roots. A great flag, 7.2 out of 10. And lastly, the flag of Sutherland. I think this is one of my favourites on this list. It combines the saltire and Nordic cross that's meant to symbolise it being Scottish territory under Viking control, the star that's meant to symbolise the sun rising high, and the black is meant to symbolise the recall of the flow country. It's a fantastic flag, it works really well, great symbolism, 8.5 out of 10.